Hello guys, Harry here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Now, if you guys remember from a few weeks ago, I unboxed this Seiko on my channel. Finally got the chance today to do a full review. This is a JDM model. I'll quickly show you the hang tag and the reference number. So it is SZS-B014. The retail price you're looking at underneath is in US dollars. I paid 290 Australian dollars, so way under the retail price on this watch. Bought it from Amazon Australia, and for the price that I've paid for this watch, it is a decent watch. But I'll still touch on the things that I don't like about this watch and things that I really like about this watch. But I'll kick it off with the dimensions first. The case size on this watch is 39.5 millimeters, which I really like. For someone like myself with an average wrist size, my wrist size is 7 inches. This is a perfect size for me. I'll look for case sizes between the range of 38 to 40 mil. I've got watches bigger than that in my collection. I've got 41 mil, 42 mil case sizes as well, which I can pull off with no problems at all. I've got a Boulevard Lunar Pilot, which is way big for my wrist, but I still got that in my collection anyway. But this is a really nice case size and a perfect case size for someone with my wrist size. I think even people with smaller wrist sizes than myself, slightly smaller, will be able to pull this watch off without any problems at all. Lug to lug distance is 48 millimeters. Again, no problems there either. There's a fair bit of curvature to those lugs, as you can see. Definitely helps in getting a nice fit from this watch, and definitely helps in limiting any lug overhang that you may face from this watch as well. Thickness on the other side can be debatable. In my opinion, it's a bit too thick at 13 mil. This case or this watch doesn't have to be this thick. It could be slimmer than what it is, and that domed crystal doesn't really help either. We have a 20 mil lug width on this watch. So talking about the glass or the crystal on this one, it is a Hardlex crystal. So Seiko doesn't like to give sapphire crystal on their watches in this price range. That has been seen on a number of occasions from Seiko. In my opinion, at this retail price of $550, this watch should have a sapphire crystal and not a Hardlex crystal. I know you can swap it out for a sapphire crystal at your own cost, but that really reduces the value that you get from this timepiece. It's a domed Hardlex crystal. It does lack AR coating, and you do get a fair bit of distortion when you look at the watch or the dial from an angle as well, as you can see. Stainless steel case, crown, and a bracelet on this one. Finishing on the case is nice though, no complaints there. We've got brushing on the top of the lugs, high polished fixed bezel, high polished finish along the side of the case as well. And then we have a high polish finish on this unsigned crown as well. That's another thing that Seiko doesn't like to give, which is signed crowns at these price points. So we've got an unsigned crown on this one. It is a pull and push crown. One thing I've noticed with this crown is, hopefully you can see that in the video as well, it looks like it is not properly fitting to the case. There's a bit of a space there, as you can see. It looks a bit odd. To me, I'm not sure if that's a quality control issue or that's the way it's supposed to be, but it does look a bit, it does look like it's not properly fitting to the watch. We do have crown guards on both sides. They can come handy in protecting the crown from any accidental damage. Now, talking about the dial, which I really like on this watch, there's a blue dial version as well, which has sunburst effect, I believe. You can't really see that on this black dial. It's a plain black dial. It's not matte or glossy either. It's somewhere in between. That's what I've noticed on this dial. It does give you that Saab impression as well, which in my opinion is only a good thing anyway, because Saabs are getting expensive, and they're getting hard to find as well. So this you can think of as a cheaper alternative, or way cheaper alternative to Saab from the same watchmaker. And now talking about the dial, I like those indices. They're really nicely applied. So I've got those gold tone indices. They're nicely applied to the dial. I really like the shape of these hands and the size of these hands as well. You can see the second hand completely reaches out to the to those minute markers, and the same can be said for the minute hand as well. It completely reaches out to those minute markers as well. So from the size point of view, really nice size to these hands. The finishing is really nice as well, in the same gold tone as those indices, and the date window, the date frame window has the same framing in the same gold tone as well. We've got gold tone Seiko applied underneath the 12 o'clock marker. We've got automatic 23 joules 10 bar printed above the 6 o'clock. In my opinion, that's a bit too much information on the dial. They could have limited it to automatic only, but that's what Seiko decided to go with. You can see made in Japan there as well on the left hand side of the 6 o'clock marker there. So this watch is made in Japan. Talking about the bracelet is nice, especially from what I've seen and experienced with Seiko in this price range, and that's what I've noticed as well on these JDM models. These bracelets seem to be a better quality than what you get, on non-JDM models here in Australia. If you are buying a watch at this price point from Seiko, the bracelet might not be as nice as it is on this watch. Is it a high quality bracelet? No. Is it a decent quality bracelet? Yes. From Seiko's point of view, at this price point, it is a decent bracelet. But again, they had to cut short on something, and they decided to go with hollow end links and not solid end links for some reason. They decided to put a decent quality bracelet on this one, and then went with the hollow end links. I've got no idea why. And you can see those end links, they fall short of these lugs as well. I'm not sure why that is. It looks a bit odd in my opinion. So as you can see they fall quite a bit short of these lugs. Drilled lugs on this one, so we got nice finishing on this bracelet as well. It is brushed all the way through, and it does taper down a fair bit as well. So starts off at 19.5 mil, finishes off at 15.8 before increasing up to 17.7 on the clasp. As well as it got nicely, Seiko is nicely stamped on the clasp. As you can see there, it is a milled clasp. I'm used to expecting pressed clasps from Seiko at this price point, but it is nicely milled. But again, coming back to those end links, I don't know why they decided to go with hollow end links and not solid end links on this bracelet. Now let's look at the case back as well. Let me just quickly wipe this off. So we do have an open case back. It is a screw down case back. So you get 100 meters of water resistance from this watch with a pull and push crown and a screw down case back. Open case back, you can see made in Japan written there, and 10 bar water resistant stainless steel. You can see the movement there as well, which is Seiko's 4R35, 21,600 beats per hour, offers 42 hours of power reserve, and the watch is fully round. Stated tolerance from Seiko is -20 to +40 seconds per day, but my experience with these 4R movements is much better. I've handled a few of them now, and most of them have averaged about 10 seconds, +10 seconds per day, so heaps better than those stated numbers from Seiko. It does offer hacking and hand winding, and has 23 joules, as you could see at the front of the on the dial. As well. So yeah, you do get to see the movement. It's not the most decorated movement out there. I mean, these are basic movements, not really refined, but from the price point of view, they are nicely done from Seiko, and they're quite reliable as well. So things I do like: the dial, the movement is fine. It is tried and tested, and from the tolerance point of view, as I said, they do much better than those numbers stated by Seiko, and they will go forever. The quality control is there from Seiko. Bracelet at this price point, again, it's a decent bracelet apart from those hollow end links. This is something that I can definitely wear this watch with, and I wouldn't mind keeping on the watch as well. Even though with the 20 mil lug width, you'll be able to find plenty of options out there. Things I don't like: the way this crown fits to the case. Don't really like that. Don't really like the not having sapphire crystal on this watch, and getting this Hardlex crystal. I do like the Saab impression that you get from this dial. 100 meters of water resistance is more than sufficient for a watch like this, even though I'm not too confident with the way this crown fits to the watch, that I'll be taking this in the water. Now guys, I'll give you a quick wrist shot. I've got a 7-inch wrist, as I mentioned earlier in the video as well, and this watch does fit really nicely. It is not sized for my wrist at the moment, but yeah, you can see that it does fit really nicely. There's barely any lug overhang. There's a bit of a bump on the case back, as you can see, and this is a thick watch, and that's something I wouldn't say I don't like about this watch. This watch could have been slimmer than its current thickness, but yeah, from the way this watch fits to the wrist, and the way this looks on the wrist as well, it is really it's a really nice watch, and it is a JDM model. As I said, the bracelets seem to be better on these JDM models than on non-JDM models for some reason from Seiko. But yeah, nice looking timepiece. You can check out the blue one as well. The blue one is really nice too. So, but if you like these gold tone hands and indices and the black dial, this is a really nice watch. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you with my next video shortly. Until then, stay safe and look after one another. Thank you again.